Pound. Save $1.30 on Purdue fresh chicken leg quarters, only $1.59 per pound. Hunt snack pack puddings, 4 packs, hot price $1.79. ShopRite fresh frozen fruit, 12-ounce bag, only $2.99. Your choice of any fresh pet refrigerated pet food, 20% off. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's a Wednesday, March 27, 2019. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us. The Bermuda Police Service tonight confirming the death of 51-year-old Mr. Anthony Sean Smith. Mr. Smith, understood to be a Pembroke resident, was seriously injured when the motorcycle he was riding east crashed over an embankment on Palmetto Road in Devonshire between Dock Hill and Parsons Lane around 3:40 a.m. on Tuesday, March 26. Mr. Smith was later found unconscious by a member of the public around 7:10 a.m. Tuesday in the trees along Palmetto Road near Dock Hill, and he was then rushed to King Edward Memorial Hospital by ambulance, where he was pronounced dead. A full investigation regarding this road fatality, the third of 2019, continues. Any witnesses are urged to call Constable Anton Gilbert on 247-1170 or 717-2338. Our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Mr. Smith. And more evidence tonight that the new bus schedule is continuing to attract complaints from members of the public. Video from social media has emerged of irate passengers shouting out their displeasure at the conditions on the bus commute. It's not clear when the video was shot, but it appears to be very recently, with some passengers on the packed bus reacting in disgust when the driver attempts to take on even more passengers.
It's running like an hour late. Look at all these people on the bus, and it's still stopping and trying to squeeze people on her.
And we're gonna go through this for 18 months?
This is on record.
18 months! You can't be serious.
Women sitting down and women standing up. Look at that there. Look. All those people gonna be running late, hear me?
Yeah, put a couple of them on the roof. How much people you think you could get on this bus right now?
Wow.
Tell them all you're sorry.
Oh, no.
Go back. What you want to do? Sit on this guy's lap?
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Look
serious. You're forcing them to move. Look, buddy.
Wow.
And you lot are not even going to tell them you can't go back. Are you lot really that numb?
Wow, look at that.
Can't tell the driver you can't go back further.
That's it.
You all need to be paddled too.
Look.
Line up.
You're late. You're running late.
What is going on?
Wow.
The new schedule is in place for 18 months and utilizes 50 buses. It was designed to reduce the number of bus cancellations and reduce overtime by operators. Contacted about this video, a government spokesperson telling us the department is aware of the insufficient lift on the 6:15 a.m. service from Dockyard this morning and has made provisions to correct this. The DPT apologizes for the inconvenience caused to passengers and is actively working to monitor and make adjustments. In other news, claims that a failed attempt to have the Ascendant Group Limited listed on a Canadian stock exchange may have contributed to the decision to sell the company, a move that reportedly came even as efforts were being made to heighten the company's share value. Gary Moreno brings us up to date.
It is understood efforts were being made to have Ascendant listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, with the plan reportedly being to gain access to trades with similar-sized utilities. One of those said to have been based in the Cayman Islands and operated by a company called Fortis. According to our source, there were issues expressed by board members over what was described to us as the seeming bias for the company being listed on the TSX. You may remember Ascendant CEO Sean Durfee is Canadian. Our source contends listing on the TSX and trading with similar-sized utilities would have meant the company's stock stood a better chance of trading closer to its book value, which at the time was $27 per share. The book value is calculated as the difference between a company's total assets and total liabilities. We're told this was all dependent on the company's capital plan being approved, the aim being, in the final analysis, to make the company more attractive on the Toronto Stock Exchange. However, plans to get the company listed there by the first quarter of this year fell through due, we're told, to a number of reasons, including the state of the economy, industrial dissatisfaction and unrest among Ascendant staff, as well as government moving to stave off any action by Ascendant, which would have resulted in the possible downing of tools and disruption to the island's power supply. Our source expressing the view that debt was created by the capital plan, the very plan which was agreed to by board chairman Peter Duraga and Ascendant CEO Sean Durfee, with the regulatory authority refusing to grant an increase in electricity rates. It is now extremely difficult to recover the costs associated with the capital plan, we're told. So, with the TSX listing falling through, no rate increase being granted, our source, who is still employed at the company, argues Ascendant is now stuck here with no real prospects for growth, a situation described as an embarrassment, leading to the decision to sell under the guise of that being in the best interest of shareholders. In response to queries about these claims, a spokesperson for the Ascendant Group told us, quote, at the 2018 AGM, the company discussed with shareholders the importance of surfacing the inherent value of the company, which wasn't being reflected in the stock price of the Bermuda Stock Exchange. Part of the company's strategic plan, outlined in 2017, was designed to unlock the company's true value. As part of that plan, a discussion was held on the potential listing of a North American exchange, as well as a variety of other financial priorities. Considering feedback received from stakeholders over the ensuing months, the company reviewed options in January, announced that all strategic alternatives would be evaluated, including the potential sale of Ascendant Group Limited. All options are being considered at this stage, including a foreign listing. During the past 2 years, the Ascendant Group has accomplished significant elements of its strategic plan, which is to the benefit of employees, ratepayers, and shareholders, unquote. Elsewhere, the company's share value was up $2 to $22 today, with more than 70,000 Ascendant shares being traded. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Gary. Well, coming up, more on the corporations and your latest weather forecast. Stay with us.
Riding a motorcycle is it's a feeling that nobody ever can imagine. You never lose that, and you always want that feeling again. When you get to an intersection is where the most times you're going to have an accident. The guy did not signal. I presumed he was going straight. And lo and behold, next thing I know, I was all the way up in the air. And the ambulance came. They took me right into New York Presbyterian. And my personal doctor said, Tom, you were in a horrific, horrific accident. You know, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to expect. The next day, the plastic surgeon came walking in. She said, I have an idea. And she got together with the orthopedist, and they made a plan. I remember coming out of anesthesia. I had the courage to look down, and I saw my little toes. It worked. It worked. It worked.
The car wash, whoa, 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 talking about the car wash, yeah. Come on, y'all, and sing it for me. Car wash, woo, woo, woo. Car wash, yeah.
Price Rite is your one-stop shop with something for everyone. Household goods for kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. Aisles of bulk groceries at value prices. A complete selection of fresh meat and produce, and an extensive range of frozen items to cover every meal. Wines from around the world, and beer and liquor at discount prices. Visit Price Rite at our 2 locations in Pembroke and Warren. There's always something new and always something for everyone.
Welcome back. The former MP and Mayor of St. George's, Kenneth Bascom, has dismissed the government's failed attempt at municipal reform as a grab for more power. As it comes, the Progressive Labour Party government has defiantly declared that it will not rest at trying to assert its authority over the corporations of Hamilton and St. George. The Senate last week voted down a reform bill, meaning the government will have to wait a year before passing the same bill through the House and getting it approved through the governor without Senate approval. Bermuda Broadcasting News invited the popular former mayor to weigh in on the situation.
Yeah, but that's my personal opinion. They just want absolute power. The government of the day is looking for absolute power. That's my personal opinion, and I stand by that.
So the Senate, as we know, rejected that municipal bill, while the government insists it will not stop reform. Do you agree that, as things stand now, the corporations, as we know them, have just 12 months to be in existence?
Well, what I'm going to say to both mayors, that they need to come up with a strategical plan to show the government that they have other ways of raising funding and working with the central government. That's my personal opinion in that regard.
The corporation has launched legal action to stop that effort. Do you think that will be successful?
Well, that's something that Mayor Gusson had attempted to do previously, and then the government's basically left it alone. So at this stage, I have no concrete position on that, whether it will be successful or whether it will fail. I just wish them all the best at this stage and hope for the best.
And Mr. Bascom adds that it was his One Bermuda Alliance government that created a path for the corporations to be better funded. This in reaction to the government's complaint that they have struggled to find important services and projects.
Well, at this particular time, my disposition to that is the fact that the One Bermuda Alliance actually paved the way to show the government how they would be able to raise funds to basically assist the municipality of St. George more than Hamilton itself. And the first aspect would be with the heritage tax, which is a percentage of every liter of fuel that it comes to the oil ducts. And numerous mayors prior to myself had put that forward to the Progressive Labour Party and to the UBP, but none of the governments saw the initiative to be of value until the One Bermuda Alliance determined to put it in place.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is, what do you make of the fact that, despite that, the government says now the only option it sees is for them to appoint its own board and abolish the status quo?
So my question would be, why was that not done in the prior 14 years that the government was the Progressive Labour government? Because you'd be aware that the former premier had attempted to do something similar to that by appointing ministers to be responsible for the municipalities, and they then decided that they would not go through with it. But my personal opinion at this stage is that they're looking for just the power. They want the power to be able to dictate.
Meantime, the Parliamentary Register has announced that the municipal election for the city of Hamilton and the town of St. George will be held on Thursday, May 9th, 2019. The 7-day registration period for municipal residents and business ratepayers started today and will close at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the 3rd of April, 2019. Business ratepayers and municipal residents can check their registrations at the General Post Office, St. George's Post Office, the corporations of Hamilton and St. George's, and the Parliamentary Register's office located on the 3rd floor of the Craig Appen House, Wesley Street, Hamilton. Business ratepayer registration forms will be available at the respective corporations of Hamilton or St. George's. Municipal residents can also register and check their registration details online. Hamilton Mayor Charles Gosling said, quote, "This is an important time for the city. Eligible business ratepayers are urged to exercise their democratic right and ensure they are registered to vote in the upcoming election. The battle to preserve the electoral process in the corporations is ongoing, but a strong voter turnout will speak volumes. The ratepayers shouldn't be forced to settle for taxation without representation, and there is no representation without registration," end quote. Turning to weather news, a bit windy but a very pleasant day today. Let's go to AccuWeather to see what we have in store for the remainder of our work week.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
I hope your evening is off to a good start as we take a look at the forecast. This AccuWeather forecast here on ZBM is brought to us by the good folks at the BF&M Insurance Group. We have some quieter weather, and we will welcome the quieter weather and the lack of any significant rain into the area for now because it's been so wet. Even yesterday, we picked up another 1.44 inches of rain so far this month. Just in March alone, 8.63 inches, and the month isn't over yet. So far this year, we've had 20.54 inches of rain. Typically, we would have something closer to 14 inches by now. So in contrast to last spring, when we were really hoping for more rain, we've had more than enough, that is for sure. Temperatures range from around 66 to 67 degrees. 67 matches our water temperature. Stiff breeze from the north-northeast at 15 to 25 knots. Humidity is a little lower than it was yesterday at 75 to 80%. And on the inside, we have 2 to 4 foot waves, but still some fairly sizable waves on the outside at 9 to 14 feet. And because of that, a small craft warning is in effect through Thursday and Friday. So boating weather is not the best right now with these bigger waves. So be careful out there if you're swimming as well. Low tide 8:07, so the tide is going out. It'll reverse and come back in. Max around 2:52 a.m. Another low tide at 9:50 Thursday. High tide at 3:14 Thursday afternoon. So tonight, partly cloudy, breezy out there with a few spotty showers here and there, but they will be short-lived and they will not mount up like the recent rains have. Just maybe a trace of rain for a few folks, not much to be too concerned about. We'll get down to 61 degrees. Tomorrow, a pretty good day. Mix of sun and some clouds. Only a brief shower or two nearby. It will be breezy, though. Highs will be around 69 degrees. So Futurecast shows, again, any stray showers tonight are going to be few and far between. Futurecast doesn't really highlight much in the neighborhood. But tomorrow, small chance for a sprinkle or shower, and then eventually we'll get into a better chance for rain as this system begins to kind of pivot to the north. Down into the Caribbean we go with some showers here and there in Jamaica, Barbados as well. Trinidad and Tobago look fairly dry in the Windward Islands, and we don't have any tropical threats right now. Still a little ways to go before we need to think about hurricane season. We're still always kind of scanning the seas with satellite just to make sure there's nothing out there. We occasionally get the odd storm during the off season, but nothing imminent at this point. Into the gateway forecast, eastern parts of North America, some showers and milder air building into Toronto. New York City, 51. If you're a baseball fan, Major League Baseball, many teams are having their home opener this Thursday. It's going to be a milder day in Boston, Philadelphia, New York City, Atlanta, warming back up to 70 with some sunshine. Miami looks nice at 79, but there will be a few spotty showers nearby. And we're spring-like across the pond, as they say, into London, England. Here we go with the extended forecast. Again, brief spotty showers possible Thursday. Better chance late Friday, Saturday. Showers and thunderstorms possible. Temperatures are not going to waver much, though. We'll be near 70 most days. We'll send it back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
This summer I was in Germany on holiday with my family, and on a whim one day my son and I joined a speed sliding competition. And as I came down the water slide, I went straight down in the pool and whacked my left foot on the bottom of the pool. And I looked down and I didn't see a foot. I just saw the bones sticking out and I started to feel faint. I was ambulanced to a hospital where I stayed for 11 days and had surgery. I had snapped all the ligaments on both sides of my ankle. And in the middle of all this stress and pain, we thought, how are we going to deal with health insurance? How will we pay for this? And I got a response from Allison at BF&M, and she said, your admission and surgery will be covered at 100%. I didn't have to put it on a credit card and deal with a reimbursement later. It made such a big difference to us. And for me, the BF&M difference is stress-free insurance when I really needed it.
And you're watching the Wednesday edition of Bermuda Tonight. Well, several senior students from Berkeley and Cedar Ridge took part in the Student Employment Fair at the Berkeley Institute today. Mike Sharp reports.
My name is Case Wills, and I go to Cedar Ridge Academy, and I want to be a marketing manager in international business.
Now, Case, there's word that you have gotten a scholarship or something, and you're heading out?
Yes, I got accepted as the top Bermudian applicant to go to United World College, either in Changshu, China, or in Germany, for 2 years.
Boy, that is awesome.
Yes, it is nerve-wracking, but yeah.
But it's going to also help the parents quite a bit.
Yes, it will help my parents, especially if I get the bursary scholarship, and yeah.
So what exactly is your aim, Case?
Well, I really want to do marketing and in international business. That's why I want to go to United World College, because it's all about diversity, so I could get a head start at learning about the different cultures, which will help me in the future to be what I want to be.
Ashley Weeks of Cedar Bridge shares with us her future plan.
For my future careers, I would like to be a graphic designer or a social media manager or anything in marketing. I like to be visual, so I want people to see things through my eyes. And in the future, I want to make my mark in Bermuda and make sure that everybody knows who I am and what I can do.
Alex Pacheco, the deputy head boy of Cedar Bridge, knows all about his chosen profession.
I plan to pursue my career in insurance, specifically broking. I'm open to anything in business at this point, but I'm specifically into broking. I plan to go to Bermuda College to get my associates in business, then go abroad to Canada to get my either bachelor's or master's, hopefully a master's, and then come back to Bermuda to work. Morally, I live a minimal life. I prefer to live everything simple routines, everything, and hopefully life goes my way.
Education officer Dr. Radal Tankard summed up the fair this way.
It's the second student employment fair, really, where students get a chance to interact and market themselves with employers across the country. It's an effort where we believe it would allow our students to have first-hand experience in terms of speaking with employers one-on-one. And also we thought we'd attempt to make a collective effort, whereby rather than students visiting employers and establishments on a one-off basis, we thought we'd bring the employers together and allow the students to market themselves.
And I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Mike. Well, Earl Basin will have your sports report in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake.
Over time, your mattress goes through a lot. That's why at Dreams, our experts recommend you replace your mattress every 8 years for a better night's sleep. Replace every 8 years and sleep better with Dreams.
For the world we're gonna make.
Made with care, handled with care, delivered with care. Now that's what dreams are made of.
You can count on us.
Sweet eating cantaloupes, hot price, 2 for $5. Fresh certified Angus beef, top sirloin steak, $8.99 per pound. Old time honey wheat sliced bread, 20-ounce loaf, hot price, $4.49. Wholesome pantry almond milk, 64-ounce carton, hot price, $4.59. Family size 24-ounce Kellogg's Frosted or cornflakes or Raisin Bran cereal, hot price, $7.99. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
New Toyota Rush, Bermuda's biggest SUV with 7 seats. There's always plenty of room. Available at Bermuda Motors.
Now here's Earl Basin with tonight's sports report.
It may be sunny today, but yesterday, due to inclement weather, the Bermuda School Sports Federation's middle school track and field championships were not completed, with 7 records broken thus far. A hill from T.N. Tatum would break Brittany Marshall's record of 24.41 meters when she won the under-12 girls discus throw with a top toss of 27.70 meters. Matea Richardson from T.N. Tatum would break the under-13 girls long jump record when she leaped 4.95 meters. That distance would break the record of 4.90 meters that was jointly held by Zakeisha Parsons and Tahira Butterfield. The under-13 girls javelin throw record was broken by Dominique Brown from Wood, who had a toss of 22.16 meters, which beat the record distance of 21.82 meters set by Kize Bell. Bell from Delwood would, however, break a record as she would record a throw of 22.28 meters on her way to winning the over 13 girls javelin throw. Her toss would break Eleanor Richmond's distance of 19.66 meters. Delwood's Kamari Pitt would break Brady Sullivan's under 12 boys javelin throw record of 25 meters, and he had a toss of 25.70 meters. Summerfield Academy's Giannis Roberts would break the under-13 boys javelin throw record that was held by Dean Lottie-Moore, who had a distance of 26.78 meters. Roberts would have a toss measuring 35.98 meters. Kristen Charrington from Delwood would break the over-13 boys javelin throw record when he measured a toss of 33.28 meters. That beat Noah Simmons-Batello's distance of 31.40 meters. We are only days away from the CRG 24 Hours Endurance Karting Race of Italy 2019. 36 teams have registered from 10 countries, including Bermuda, and as David Barboza tells us, the Bermuda team is ready to compete.
We've been hitting the gym for the last 2 months, so we have 8 drivers, and also we've been down the track every weekend, practicing and doing stint times and strategy work. So it's definitely a lot of work, a lot of planning. And we look forward to this perfect event. We're looking at 45 minutes of stint time for each driver. That's all going to depend on lap times. If they start falling off, then they have to get pulled in, and then somebody else with new, fresh arms, fresh legs will do the next stint. Fuel will last roughly about an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes. So that's correct. That's all dependent on strategy. So that all depends on how we actually plan everything out. So it's going to be tough.
Following the Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association Short Course Age Group Championships, today we bring you the individual champions in each division. Marley Howells from the Shark Swim Club was crowned the 10 and under girls champion with 2,300 points. The 10 and under boys champion was Luke Horan, also from the Shark Swim Club, with 956 points. Harbour Amateur Swim Club's Giadi Dudley Pun was the 11 to 12 girls champion with 3,195 points. The closest finish of all came in the 11 to 12 boys division, where Giallo Ligori from Shark Swim Club finished as the champion with 2,511 points, while Brendan Atkins from Harbour Swim Club was second with 2,507 points. In the 13 to 14 girls division, Maisha Sharif from the Harbour Swim Club was crowned the champion with 3,311 points. Finn Mosley from the Harbour Amateur Swim Club accumulated 3,101 points to be crowned the 13 to 14 boys champion. In the 15 and over division, Logan Watson Brown from the Shark Swim Club was crowned the champion with 3,972 points, and Brett Smith from the Harbour Swim Club was the 15 and over boys champion with 3,420 points. The Bermuda Netball Association's Under-16 national team departed Bermuda heading to participate in the 2019 Jean-Pierre Under-16 tournament in Antigua and Barbuda. The tournament will take place from March 27th through to April 7th. Bermuda will take on the likes of host Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and Dominica in a round-robin format. I'm Earl Basden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
At Argus, our interest is you. Each of you. Around here, we know that when two people seem the same, they can have very different insurance needs. For their health, home, work, and future. Which is why we take the time to get to know you as an individual, so we can provide insurance coverage that fits your life. Because after all, our interest is you.
At ProServe, we've got mail. Did you know at ProServe, we handle over 150,000 mail pieces per month. We have a full mail handler's license, secure, centrally located facilities, state-of-the-art digital printing, insertion, franking, and tracking systems. Even full mailroom operations management, along with experienced staff and the reliability to get your job done right. So whether the job is large or small, by hand or sprint pickup delivery, daily, weekly, monthly, or a one-off project, we've got you covered from start to finish with email confirmation. At ProServe, we've got mail. Call 295-7619 or visit proserve.bm, and let's get it started.
I'm
Tony Waterman coming up on the breakdown this week. We are in New York City at the Bermuda Executive Forum. We're rubbing shoulders with the who's who of Bermuda's business community and also talking to individuals thinking about setting up shop on island.
It's a booming business. Bermuda solves problems. I think you've got a great hand to play.
That's Thursday at 8 o'clock on ZFB TV 7.
Well, that's our newscast on this Wednesday evening. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Good night.